What distinguishes drama from other literary genres is that it is meant to be dash. What distinguishes drama from other literary genres is that it is meant to be dash. But that we have three kinds, three genres, three types of literature. We have prose, poetry, and drama. So there is something that differentiated drama from others. There is something that distinguishes drama from others. What is that? Remember that before drama is complete, it's a must that it will be acted on a stage. If drama has not taken place on the stage, it's not complete. So that is exactly what differentiated it from others. Let us go to the auction. Auction A, we have read. Auction B, acted. Auction C, recited. Auction D, reviewed. Auction B is the answer. The major thing that differentiated or distinguishes drama from other genres of literature is that it must take place on stage. If a dramatic work has not taken place on a stage, it's not complete, it's not drama. So it's a must that it must take place on a stage before you say it's drama. We have a special word for a small drama. A small drama or small play is called playlet. So there are forms of drama that we call closet drama. And closet drama means a literary composition which takes the form of a play, but it's not meant to be performed on stage. A closet drama is meant to be studied privately in a closet. Number 8 is the next question. The question says, the writer of a play text is referred to as. The writer of a play text is referred to as. You have to be extremely careful with the spelling. Option A, we have playwright. Option B, we have playwright. Have you seen the spelling? Option C, we have playwright. Check the spelling as well. Option D, we have playwright. The right answer there is option D, playwright. That is the right spelling. The next question is question number 9. The question is, the major divisions of a novel is called. Remember that novel is being divided into two. We have chapters and paragraphs. Novel is being divided into two. We have chapters and paragraphs. Which of them is the major division? That is the question. Chapter is the major division, while the minor division is paragraphs. In the auctions, we have option A, chapter, option B, stanza, option C, act, option D, scene. Novel is divided into chapters and paragraphs. Play is divided into act and scene. Poem is divided into stanzas and verses. The right answer is option A, chapter. Chapter is the major division of a novel. The next question is question number 10. The question is, the perspective from which the story in a novel is narrated is referred to as. The perspective from which the story in a novel is narrated is referred to as. Options: option A, we have angle. Option B, focus. Option C, technique. Option D, point of view. So which of them is the right answer? The right answer is option D, point of view. Point of view is the angle through which the narrator narrates his or her story. Point of view is a technique through which the narrator narrates his story. There are many ways a storyteller could use to tell his or her story, narrate his or her story. Include the following: epistolary narrative method, autobiographical narrative method, omniscient narrative method, stream of consciousness narrative method. These are some of the ways in which a narrator could use to narrate his or her story. The next question is question number 11. Question number 11 is, a misuse of a word in place of another one due to similarity in their sounds is known as. A misuse of a word in place of another one due to similarity in their sounds is known as. In option A, we have error. Option B, we have parallelism. Option C, we have malapropism. Option D, we have mistake. Let us explain the meaning of the items in the options. Error means a thing done wrongly or a mistake. Parallelism is the use of components in a sentence that are grammatically the same or similar in their construction, sound, meaning, or meter. Parallelism is the use of components in a sentence that are grammatically the same or similar in their construction, sound, meaning, or meter. Good example of parallelism is Alice ran into the room, into the garden, and into our house. Look at the arrangement, you will see we keep on using into. So such is a good example of parallelism. Malapropism is a literary device in which a character uses an incorrect word in place of a similar sounding word, often with humorous or embarrassing consequence. Malapropism as a literary term is named after Mrs. Malaprop, a character in Richard Bensley 1975 play. The Rivals is the name of the play, who frequently uses incorrect words in her dialogue. The right answer in the question is option C, which is malapropism. The question says, a misuse of a word in place of another one due to similarity in their sounds is known as. The answer is malapropism, option C. The next question is question number 12. The question is, wisdom cries out in the open places. The question is, wisdom cries out in the open places is an example of dash. Wisdom cries out in the open places is an example of dash. In the options, we have option A, personification, B, metaphor, C, oxymoron, D, ellipsis. Let us explain the items in the option. Option A is personification. Personification is the idea of representing an object or an idea with a person or an action only capable of being done by a human being. Personification is a way of giving human qualities to inanimate objects. When you give those attributes, those characters, those qualities, those things human beings can do to inanimate objects, we call it personification. We say you are personifying them. A good example of personification is the sun traveled gently from east to west. The sun traveled gently from east to west. One might ask, is it possible for the sun to travel from one place to another? So in that sentence, you personified sun, you give it human quality, which is traveling. Next item in the option is metaphor. Metaphor is a directive of comparing two things by stating one thing as another. Is a directive of comparing two things by stating one thing as another, though not physically but in quality. So we compare a metaphor or qualities, not physically. Benga is a lion on the field. Benga is a lion on the field is a good example of metaphor. Uche is a dove is also a good example of metaphor. Next option is oxymoron. Oxymoron is a way of placing two opposite words side by side. When you place two opposite words side by side, we call it oxymoron. A good example of oxymoron is, this life is full of painful pleasure. When you juxtapose two opposite words together, we call it oxymoron. Like, this life is full of painful pleasure. There I place painful and pleasure at the same place, two opposite words, so it's oxymoron. Example of oxymoron is, she kept on living in the illuminating darkness. She kept on living in the illuminating darkness. Option D, which is ellipsis. Ellipsis is a punctuation mark which indicates omission, suspense. Ellipsis is a punctuation mark that indicates omission or suspense. The right answer in question number 12 is personification. In the question, wisdom is being personified. So the right answer is personification. Option A.